Hello, dear students, dear internet users and educators. My name is Bauyrzhan Serikov, and I'm a student of Nazarbayev University Graduate School of Education, first year. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my reflection. Uh, how much have I learned during the course of academic English 1? I do hope that you will find my video useful for your future studies. So, as an introduction to my video, I would like to shortly describe the skills which I was supposed to learn. And of course, during this course, there were many skills, but in particular, I want to talk about the three main writing assignments and those skills, academic skills, which are connected to those writing assignments. The first assignment was summary writing, and the main skills which I was supposed to learn and develop were clearly and coherently and concisely reporting the ideas of other scholars, demonstrating the ability to read for content comprehension, building my understanding of the specific text used in the other sources. The second assignment, which was a definition essay, was focused on developing the skills like the clearly defining and explaining complex ideas, consulting a variety of sources to support the definitions and explanations, and to practice APA referencing. The last writing assignment was an argumentative essay, and the main goals were to learn how to organize a clear and logical argument, how to write an editorial piece in formal voice, and how to balance bias and opinion with evidence and support. So the first assignment and the purpose of the first assignment was to write a summary from the article which we were given. And that assignment had the strong sides as well as the things to improve. So the first criteria, I would say, is the number of words. And the first draft, as you can see, there were 684 words. Now, the feedback which I got from other students and from Professor Gordon, I was advised to look again, to look at the more important information, more detailed, more specific information, and maybe to reduce the number of words, which I finally did in my final draft. I reduced it to 325 words. The second criteria was summarizing. My first draft had more unnecessary information, too detailed, too specific information, and some opinion as well. So, because of the feedback from Professor Gordon, I excluded this unnecessary information, I excluded the opinion, and now it became a pure summary. The next criteria was practicing APA citations, the 7th edition, and it was the first time when I was actually practicing the citation type, and I had few mistakes, incorrect in-text citations, wrong wrong order in the reference list, and this is again from Professor Gordon. I was able to, based on that feedback, correct and make it a better version of a reference list. Few grammar mistakes, wrong tenses, which I also fixed and made it right grammar tenses, the clarity of meaning and cohesion, and the formatting guidelines. Now, these are the criteria which I was looking at, and because of the feedback from the professor and from the other students, my final draft became better. So here you can see my first draft, and you can see comments from Professor Gordon. Now I'm not going to go through all of the comments, but as I demonstrated in the presentation, those are 5 main criteria which I was able to improve successfully. And all of these corrections, they are reflected in my final draft. So here you can see my final draft, which has smaller number of words, which has no opinion, which has a better grammar tenses, more correct grammar, and which has a correct reference list. The second writing assignment was a definition essay, and as you can see from the criteria, I have improved from my first writing assignment. My skills have developed a little bit. Why? Because the number of words, I didn't have the issue with the number of words anymore. So my essay was not too long, it was not too short, it was acceptable. Now the grammatical points, there were some issues with sentences with subject, object, subject, verb, object structure. Some sentences were too long, and based on the feedback from Professor Gordon, I have improved and I've corrected those mistakes in my final draft. The clarity in the meaning and cohesion and coherence, the connection between sentences and the connection between different paragraphs, it was a little issue because I did not have a definition of my main concept of definition essay, which I put later. And the formatting guidelines, I had minor issues with large spaces between lines, and based on the feedback from Professor Gordon, I made it into a proper formatting. So here is my writing assignment 2, which is a definition essay. And as you can see, it has improved, and I've corrected my mistakes. I've worked on the things which Professor Gordon and my group mates, they suggested me to think about. So based on this feedback, my final draft of definition essay was a far better version of my first draft. But moving from the first writing assignment to the second writing assignment, I can see that I have made a considerable progress. Our third writing assignment was an argumentative essay, and as you can see from the screen, I had even fewer comments. So there was a substantial progress from writing assignment 1, writing assignment 2, now writing assignment 3. But I still had a place for improvement. Again, thanks to the feedback from Professor Gordon, who pointed out that I should think about the clarity in the meaning and cohesion, and combining the first sentence with the paragraph. I should be establishing the argument in the introduction, and I should pay more attention on line spacing and headings in order to follow the proper formatting requirements. So all of these comments, they were reflected in my final draft of my argumentative essay, which all can be visualized here. So these are the feedback from Professor, and this is the final draft of argumentative essay. So as you can see in the third writing assignment, there were fewer mistakes, fewer comments, and there was a gradual improvement of my academic writing skills. So in conclusion, these are the main skills which are, in my opinion, I have developed and improved since August till December. And those are summarizing skills, writing about the most important and the most relevant information in the text or in the article, the following APA citations and requirements, the 7th edition, cohesion and coherence, the connection, logical and natural connection between sentences and between paragraphs, the grammatical points, following the structure, following the subject verb object structure, writing proper sentences, and academic structure, writing proper introduction, main body, and conclusion. So these are the 5 main skills which, in my opinion, I have improved during this course. Although I have improved and some of my academic skills have been developed since September, I still do have some place for improvement, especially if I think of coherence and cohesion. I certainly not need more practice. Now, how am I going to fix this problem, and how am I going to be a better academic writer who knows how to um, create writing parts which are cohesive? Well, I'm going to use this knowledge in all of my other subjects, in all of my other writing assignments, and to practice as more as I can. And here is one website which I particularly found useful, which is called busyteacher.org. And there are very useful exercises which help which help um, to develop and practice some of the academic skills. Especially, I'm interested in coherence and cohesion. So here you can see some examples, some exercises which you can do on your own time. Just take your time, go through these exercises and practice by putting sentences in a logical order. I hope that you did find this resource useful, both for your studies and maybe for your teaching practice as well. Thank you very much for your attention and for your time.